Hi teacher, for this video I'm explained the unit 6. The unit 6 is the everyday heroes. Um, the first I explained the vocabulary, but the vocabulary in the unit 6 is the until for about spelling another's being a good person and making a positive difference in your community. I will explain each word with the meaning and one example. Okay, the first, the community. Community means a group for people who live in the same plane for share something in common. For example, my community works together to keep the street clean. The second word is risk. A risk is the possibility that something bad and dangerous could happen. For example, fires take a risk to save people. And the third word is the right thing. The right thing means doing what is the correct or honest. For example, helping an old person crossing the street is the right thing to do. React. The react is meant to respond a situation. For example, people react differently when they hear bad news. Burnout. Burnout is meant to become every tired because you work too much. For example, doctors can burn out if they work many hours without resisting. A brave. A brave is a person is someone who is not afraid to difficult of danger things. For example, the fireheart was a very brave. Ordinary. The ordinary means is a personal, not specific. For example, she is an ordinary student, but she always help people or others. Courage. The courage is the strength to do something difficult even when you are afraid. For example, I take courage to tell the truth. Generous. The generous is a person like to share and help another people. My grandmother is generous because she always helps people I need. Show concern for. Show concern for means to care about something or someone or something. For example, good friend show concern for each another. Unselfish. Unselfish is a person think about another people, often themselves. For example, volunteers are often unselfish because they help without specific anything in return. Volunteer. Volunteer is a someone to help people without getting paid. For example, many volunteers help an animal sources. Make a difference. Make a difference means to improve someone's life or share something is a possible way. For example, a can work can makes a difference. Have a good hair. Have a good hair. To have a good hair mean to be kind and crying. My mom has a good hair because she always help everyone. Get involved. Get involved means to practice or help in activity. For example, the student should get involved in the community projects. For example, role model. The role model is someone you admire and want to imitate. For example, my mother is my role model because she works hard and helps another. Admire. Admire means to respect someone because of their qualities of colors, for example. For example, I admire my father because I never get up. Okay, the good deals. The good deals means to do kind and helpful actions. For example, donating food and helping people are good deals. In conclusion, to finish, I think this vocabulary is very important because I teaches us now to be better people. We shall be brave, generous, responsible, and selfish, and we can make a difference by helping our community, doing good deals, and inspiring others. Every small actions can be have a big impact. Okay, in this moment, I'm going to explain two grammar's topic for the unit 6. The first one is the simple past tense, and the second is the use in and the second is the using singular verbs. Okay, what is the simple past? First, let's talk about the simple past. The simple past is used to talk about the action to start and finish in the past. The actions happened yesterday, last week, last year, and or a specific time in the past. For example, I visited my grandmother yesterday. She watches a movie last night. For example, they played soccer on Saturday. All the these actions are finished. How do form the simple past? The structure is very easy. Subject plus verb in past plus complement. For example, I worked yesterday. She studied English. We cleaned the house. If the verb is regular, we usually add ad. For example, work, worketh, play, playeth, clean, cleaneth, watch, watched. And irregular verbs, some verbs are irregular, that means we don't end in I did. For example, go, went, eat, ate, see, saw, have, heard, buy, bought, write, wrote, drink, drank. For example, I went to school yesterday. She ate a pizza last night. We saw a beautiful sunset. They bought a new car. It is important to memorize irregular verbs because they are the different. Negative sentences. The negative. Now let's learn a negative sentences. The structure is subject plus didn't, not, or didn't plus base form of the verb. Notices that after didn't, we never goes back to be base form. For example, I didn't study yesterday. She didn't go to school. She didn't go to work. Sorry. And they didn't play soccer, for example. We didn't play TV. Don't saw didn't, went, or didn't play it. The correct form is didn't go or didn't play. O sea, is the verb in the base form of questions. For questions, we use did plus subject plus base form. For example, Did you study yesterday? Did she visit her grandmother? Did they play soccer? Possible answers yes, but possible answers are yes I did, no I didn't, or yes she did, no she didn't. Okay, using signal phrases. Now let's talk about the signal phrases. The signal phrases are words to expression that help us know when actions happen. When we hear the expression, we usually know this should be the simple past. Some common signal phrases are yesterday, last night, last week, last month, last year, 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago, in 2020, in this morning, and etc. The expressions tell us that the action happened in the past. Examples with the signal phrases are here are here are some examples. For example, I visited my grandparents last week. She finished her homework yesterday. And graduate in 2024. I learned English when I was a child. They played basketball 2 days ago. As you can see, every sentences has a signal phrases that tell us when the action happened. More examples. Let's practice with some more sentences. Present. I play soccer every Sunday. In past is I played soccer last Sunday. Another example. She studies English every day. In past is she studied English yesterday. Another is we go to beach every summer. In past is the we went to the beach last summer. Why is the simple past important? The simple past is important because we use it every day to talk about the experiences, memories, vacation, school activities, and the events for your life. For example, if someone asks, "What did you do yesterday?" you can answer, I worked yesterday, I visited my family, I studied for my English, for my exam. I watched a movie with my friends or with my boyfriend. Anyways, in conclusion, to include the simple past is used for complete action in the past. We use regular verbs by adding ed, but we also need to learn irregular verbs because they change completely. With signals phrases helps in the identify that the action happens in the past. Works like yesterday, last week, last month, and 2 days ago. I hope this explains helps you understand how to be the simple past correctly, and thank you for your listening.